There's a single finger technique that can make a woman so intensely aroused that within minutes of finishing, she's pulling you back for round two. Most men have no idea this move exists, and the ones who stumble onto it by accident don't understand why it works so well. Here's the problem. Most men think more fingers, faster motion, or harder pressure equals better results. They're wrong. The most powerful fingering technique uses one finger, specific placement, and a rhythm so precise it bypasses her conscious mind and speaks directly to her nervous system. I'm Dr. Fiona Gray, urologist and men's sexual health expert. Today, I'm revealing this exact technique, why it's so effective, and how to use it tonight. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the exact finger placement that triggers maximum arousal, the specific rhythm and pressure that builds unstoppable tension, the 5 critical mistakes that kill the effect, and how to read her body so you know exactly when to intensify and when to hold steady. When you master this one move, you'll notice something remarkable. She won't be satisfied with just one orgasm. Her body will crave more. She'll initiate round 2 herself, often within minutes. This isn't theory or guesswork. This is technique based on nerve anatomy and thousands of real-world reports from couples who've discovered its power. The technique I'm about to show you targets the myoclitoral complex. Not just the visible tip, but the entire internal structure that extends several inches beneath the surface. Most men only stimulate the external glans, which is incredibly sensitive but can become overstimulated quickly. The secret is stimulating the clitoral shaft and legs simultaneously through strategic pressure. Here's what makes this different. The clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings in the external tip alone, but the internal structure, the shaft and 2 legs that extend downward along either side of the vaginal opening, contains thousands more. When you stimulate these internal branches through the right touch, you activate a much larger network of sensation. The one-finger technique works because it allows for precision, control, and sustained pressure without overwhelming her system. Multiple fingers create too much surface contact and make it harder to maintain the exact angle and rhythm needed. One finger gives you surgical precision to target the clitoral shaft, the area just above the visible glans, where pressure creates deep, building arousal rather than sharp, quick sensation. Here's the science. Sustained rhythmic pressure on the clitoral shaft triggers what's called the arousal cascade. Blood flow increases, nerve sensitivity amplifies, and her brain releases dopamine and oxytocin in waves. Each wave builds on the last, creating a state of sustained high arousal. When she climaxes from this technique, her body doesn't fully release all the built-up tension. It leaves her in a heightened state where she craves more stimulation almost immediately. Mistake number 1. Going straight for the clitoris. Most men dive straight for the clitoral glans within seconds of touching her. She's not ready. The clitoris needs time to engorge with blood and become receptive to direct touch. Going too early feels irritating, not pleasurable. Spend at least 5 minutes on surrounding areas first. Inner thighs, outer labia, pubic mound. Circle around the clitoris without touching it directly. This builds anticipation and allows blood flow to increase naturally. Watch for signs of readiness, her hips tilting upward, increased breathing, or her body moving toward your hand. Only then should you make direct contact. Mistake number 2, using multiple fingers when one is better. Men assume more fingers mean more pleasure. Wrong. Multiple fingers create too much sensation, making it impossible to maintain the precise pressure point this technique requires. 2 or 3 fingers spread the pressure across a wider area, diluting the effect. One finger, typically your middle finger because it's longest, allows you to isolate the clitoral shaft and apply concentrated rhythmic pressure. Think of it like acupressure. 1 point, sustained pressure, maximum effect. The precision of one finger is what makes this technique so powerful. Mistake number 3, moving too fast. Speed kills this technique. Fast, rapid movements create surface-level sensation that feels good momentarily, but doesn't build the deep arousal that makes her beg for more. The clitoral shaft responds to slow, rhythmic pressure. Think 1 press every 2 to 3 seconds. This pace allows her nervous system to register each wave of sensation and build it into the next. Fast motion overwhelms the nerves and prevents the arousal cascade from forming. Slow is not boring. Slow is hypnotic. Slow builds tension that becomes unbearable in the best possible way. Mistake number 4: applying inconsistent pressure. Men often vary their pressure randomly, thinking unpredictability creates excitement. It doesn't, it creates confusion. Her body needs consistency to build arousal. When pressure changes erratically, her nervous system can't establish a pattern, and tension dissipates. Choose a pressure level, firm but not painful, and maintain it throughout the entire session. The rhythm should feel like a heartbeat, steady, reliable, hypnotic. Consistency allows her to surrender to the sensation rather than anticipating what's coming next. Mistake number 5: stopping after she climaxes. This is the biggest mistake. Most men stop all stimulation the moment she climaxes, thinking she needs recovery time. Some women do need a break, but many, especially when using this technique, remain in a heightened arousal state. Their bodies are primed for more. Instead of stopping completely, lighten your pressure immediately after climax, but keep your finger in contact. Make slow, gentle circles around the clitoral hood. After 30 to 60 seconds, gradually increase pressure again. Many women will build to a second orgasm within minutes. This is what makes her beg for round 2. Before any touch, create the right environment. Dim lighting, warm room, no distractions. Wash your hands thoroughly and trim your nails smooth. Apply a small amount of water-based lubricant to your middle finger. Even if she's naturally wet, extra lubrication ensures smooth, friction-free movement. Position yourself comfortably. You need to maintain this technique for potentially 10 to 15 minutes, so choose a position where your arm won't tire. Lying beside her or between her legs both work well. Most importantly, slow your own breathing. Your calm, steady energy will transfer to her. Begin with full body touch. Kiss her deeply. Caress her breasts, stomach, and thighs. Spend at least 5 minutes building arousal before touching her genitals. When you move to her vulva, start with the outer labia. Use your whole hand to cup and apply gentle pressure. Then trace the inner labia with your fingertips. Move to the area just above the clitoris, the pubic mound, and press gently. Make slow circles around the clitoral hood without touching the glands directly. Watch her body. When her hips start moving toward your hand, or she makes small sounds, she's ready for direct contact. Place your lubricated middle finger horizontally just above the clitoral glands, the visible tip. You're not touching the tip itself. You're pressing the area about half an inch above it, where the clitoral shaft runs beneath the hood. Apply gentle downward pressure toward her pubic bone. You should feel a firm, cord-like structure beneath the skin. That's the clitoral shaft. This is your target zone. The shaft is less sensitive than the glands, which means you can apply more sustained pressure without causing discomfort. This is the key to the entire technique. Now begin the signature move. With your middle finger positioned over the clitoral shaft, press down firmly but gently, about the same pressure you'd use to check if fruit is ripe. Hold the pressure for 2 seconds. Release slightly. Don't lift your finger away, just lighten the pressure. Press again. Hold for 2 seconds. Release. Press. Hold. Release. This is the rhythm. Press. Hold 2 seconds. Release. Press. Hold 2 seconds. Release. Maintain this exact pattern without variation. The rhythm should feel meditative, almost hypnotic. Your finger barely moves. It's more about pressure than motion. Keep your other hand on her body, her breast, her hip, her lower belly. This grounding touch amplifies the effect. As you maintain the rhythmic press, watch for these signs. Her breathing will deepen and synchronize with your rhythm. Her hips will start making small rocking motions, often matching your press pattern. Her hands will grip sheets, pillow, your arm, her own body. Verbal cues, soft moans. Yes, don't stop, or right there. Her thighs may tremble or press together around your hand. Increased wetness. The technique often triggers significant lubrication. These are all green lights. When you see them, do not change anything. Lock into your exact rhythm and pressure. If she tenses in a way that feels defensive rather than pleasurable, or if she pulls away, lighten pressure immediately and return to gentler circling motions. As arousal builds, you may feel her clitoris swell beneath your finger. Her body will become more rigid. Breathing will turn rapid and shallow. Moans will intensify. This is the critical moment. Most men make the mistake of speeding up or pressing harder. Don't. Maintain your exact rhythm and pressure. The consistency is what allows her to tip over the edge. Keep your other hand firmly on her body. This grounding pressure helps her surrender. Whisper encouragement, "I've got you. Let go. You're so beautiful." When she climaxes, you'll feel rhythmic pulsing beneath your finger. Her body may arch or go rigid, and she may cry out or go completely silent. Here's where the magic happens. The moment she climaxes, immediately lighten your pressure to about 25% of what you were using. Do not lift your finger away. Keep it in gentle contact with the clitoral shaft. Make slow, very light circles around the hood. This keeps the nerve pathway active without overwhelming her. After 30 to 60 seconds, gradually increase pressure again, not to full intensity, but to about 50%. Resume the rhythmic press pattern, but slower and gentler. Many women will build to a second orgasm within 3 to 5 minutes. Some will have multiple cascading orgasms. Others will grab your hand and guide you to penetration because they're so aroused they need more. This is when she begs for round 2. After the final climax, slowly reduce pressure and transition to gentle stroking of her inner thighs, lower belly or hips. Keep physical contact, your hand on her body, lying close beside her. Offer water. Say something affirming, "That was incredible. You're amazing." Later, when you're both relaxed, ask, "How did that feel?" And "What did you like most about it?" Her feedback will help you refine the technique for next time. Remember, the first attempt may not produce immediate round 2 begging. Like any skill, it improves with practice as you learn her specific responses. Once you've mastered the basic one-finger rhythmic press on the clitoral shaft, you can add internal stimulation for even more intense results. Insert 1 or 2 fingers of your other hand into her vagina while maintaining the clitoral shaft pressure with your primary finger. Angle your internal fingers upward to contact the G-spot, about 2 inches in on the front wall. Use a slow "come here" motion synchronized with your clitoral rhythm. Press the clitoral shaft, curl the internal fingers. Release clitoral pressure, straighten internal fingers. This creates a wave of sensation that moves from external to internal and back. Many women report that this combination produces the most intense orgasms they've ever experienced, followed by immediate desire for penetration. This variation builds even more intense arousal by bringing her close to orgasm repeatedly without letting her climax. Use the standard rhythmic press technique until you notice she's approaching climax. Rapid breathing, increased tension, verbal cues. At that moment, lighten your pressure to barely touching and slow your rhythm significantly. Keep this gentle contact for 30 seconds while her arousal plateaus. Then gradually increase pressure and resume the full rhythm. Build her toward climax again. When she's close, reduce again. Repeat this cycle 3 to 4 times. When you finally allow her to climax, the orgasm will be significantly more powerful, and her body will remain in such a heightened state that she'll often initiate round 2 immediately. Instead of pressing straight down, make small circular motions while maintaining pressure on the clitoral shaft. Imagine drawing tiny circles about the size of a dime with firm, consistent pressure. Move clockwise for 10 circles, then counterclockwise for 10 circles. This variation stimulates the clitoral shaft from multiple angles, activating different nerve branches. Some women find this even more effective than the straight press. The key is maintaining the same slow rhythmic pace. Each complete circle should take about 2 to 3 seconds. Don't make the circles too large or you'll lose contact with the shaft. This technique uses longer holds with more intense pressure. Press firmly into the clitoral shaft and hold steady pressure for 10 full seconds. Release to light contact for 5 seconds. Press and hold for 10 seconds. Release for 5 seconds. This creates distinct waves of sensation rather than a continuous rhythm. The longer holds allow pressure to build more intensely before release. Many women find this creates a deeper, more full-body arousal. The downside is It requires more patience. It takes longer to build to climax. But the payoff is often multiple orgasms and strong desire for continued intimacy. For maximum effect, combine these techniques in sequence. Start with the standard rhythmic press for 5 to 7 minutes to build initial arousal. Switch to the double stimulation variation for 3 to 4 minutes to deepen the sensation. Transition to the edging technique, bringing her close to climax 2 to 3 times without release. Finally, return to the rhythmic press and allow her to climax fully. Immediately after, use the post-climax transition technique to build toward a second orgasm. This complete session typically takes 15 to 20 minutes and produces the most consistent, begging for round 2 results. The variety keeps her nervous system engaged while the underlying rhythm creates the arousal cascade. The technique works in multiple positions, but some optimize access and comfort. Lying beside her with your hand approaching from the side gives you excellent control and allows you to watch her face for feedback. Between her legs facing her provides direct access and lets you use your other hand for internal stimulation. Spooning from behind works well for intimate, sustained sessions where she can relax completely. Whatever position you choose, ensure your arm and hand can maintain the technique without cramping. Comfort equals consistency, and consistency equals results. Let's bring it all together. The one-finger technique that makes her beg for round 2 is based on sustained rhythmic pressure applied to the clitoral shaft, not the sensitive tip, but the internal structure just above it. First, going straight for the clitoris before she's aroused. Second, using multiple fingers when one provides better precision. Third, moving too fast instead of maintaining slow, rhythmic pressure. Fourth, applying inconsistent pressure that prevents the arousal cascade from building. Fifth, stopping completely after she climaxes instead of transitioning to lighter stimulation that keeps her arousal elevated. Build arousal with 5 to 10 minutes of foreplay. Locate the clitoral shaft about half an inch above the visible glands. Apply rhythmic pressure. Press firmly, hold 2 seconds, release slightly, repeat. Maintain this exact pattern without variation. Use your other hand to provide grounding touch on her body. Read her response signals, breathing, movement, sounds, tension. When she approaches climax, maintain your exact rhythm. After she climaxes, immediately lighten pressure but keep contact. After 30 to 60 seconds, gradually increase pressure again to build toward round 2. Double stimulation combines clitoral shaft pressure with internal G-spot stimulation. Edging brings her close to climax repeatedly before allowing release. Circular press adds rotational movement while maintaining pressure. Pulse and hold uses longer pressure intervals for deeper sensation. When you master this technique, you're not just giving her one orgasm, you're creating a state of sustained arousal that makes her body crave more. That's what makes her initiate round 2 herself, often within minutes of finishing. Here's why most men never discover this technique. They're focused on speed, intensity, and variety, rather than precision, rhythm, and consistency. Popular culture teaches that more is better, more fingers, more pressure, faster movement. But the female nervous system doesn't work that way. It responds to patterns, to sustained input, to rhythmic stimulation that allows arousal to build in waves. And for women who've never experienced this kind of sustained arousal, there's often confusion about their own bodies. They might think they're one and done, or that wanting more makes them unusual. The truth is simpler. Most partners haven't learned the technique that creates sustained high arousal. That's not anyone's fault. It's just a gap in knowledge. When you take the time to learn real technique, the kind based on anatomy and nerve function rather than guesswork, you transform from someone who provides occasional pleasure into someone who creates experiences she thinks about for days afterward. You become the partner she can't get enough of, the lover who understands her body better than anyone else, the man she trusts completely because you've proven you care about her pleasure as much as your own. This isn't just about one finger move, it's about bringing intention, patience, and genuine curiosity to intimacy. When you approach her body as something to understand rather than something to conquer, everything changes. The connection deepens, the trust strengthens, and the physical pleasure becomes a reflection of something much more profound, True partnership where both people are fully seen, fully valued, and fully satisfied. I'm Dr. Fiona Gray. If this technique opened your eyes to a new approach, hit that subscribe button for more real, practical guidance on becoming a better lover. Share this with a friend who's ready to transform his intimate life. He'll thank you for it. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you tried any one-finger techniques before? What was your experience? Are you planning to try this rhythmic press method tonight? I read every comment and love hearing your stories and questions. Tell me where you're watching from, your city or country. It's incredible to see men from around the world committed to understanding their partners better and creating deeper connections. For men who want to enhance their overall performance, there are natural supplements that support firmness, stamina, and confidence. Two, I recommend most often are organic watermelon extract, rich in L-citrulline to boost nitric oxide and blood flow for stronger, longer-lasting erections, and an advanced male performance formula combining Icarian, tonkatali, fenugreek, nettle root, and citrulline to support testosterone, stamina, prostate health, and overall sexual vitality. Links are in the video description and pinned comment. Thank you for watching. Remember, great lovers are made through learning, practice, and genuine care for their partner's pleasure. Keep showing up with curiosity and intention. See you in the next one.